I want to join colleague Senator Sir Joseph of Montserrat County after certifying adopts, and then we'll proceed as to what's in it and should be for Montserrat. But until then, I have some very pointed questions. Mr. NRC and Mr. Marks, the MOU at the MDA ratified in 2011 was never put into effect until recently, correct?
No.
Before this administration,
The MDA became effective August 3rd, 2011.
good. Until recently, there was no operation on the MDA in terms of movement of minimum of poor or worker. Until recently, correct?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
The agreement, okay.
So, government operates on the doctrine of continuity.
I got that.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the agreement was executed in 2011, and preliminary works were being done to facilitate the full operationalization of the line. That is, you begin to put your mine plan, your transport of the ore processing, all of those appertaining circumstances necessary to make the mine efficiently operational were being put into place.
Mr. Minister, a question was simple. The MDA ratified 2011, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. Set them until recently, before we ship or transport or correct? Between 2011 and now, why was no ocean or transported from Wilmington?
Because of the supervening circumstances indicated.
Good. One of which you are the Minister of Revenue.
No,
You weren't there when
I
there.
wasn't there in 2011.
Okay. And government is not included?
Yes.
So that's all the discussion. One of the reasons for no shipment of ore, even though it is in the MOU, was that the ore would be shipped by train. That the ore would be shipped by train.
Yes.
Correct? Correct?
The MDA indicated that they will begin to ship, will begin to haul.
Condition
trucks.
precedent.
It is subject to approval by the government of such feasibility study for a period of 3 years. Following the approval of such feasibility study, the company shall be allowed to transport iron ore to the port via such roads by trucks in the manner specified in and in accordance with such feasibility study.
Good. Where's the feasibility study? Precedent, condition precedent to use the road. Is the feasibility study, where is it? What is it? All of you. It's in the MOU and it's in the MDA that something will precede the use of the road. Where is that? Answer the question.
Yes. There was a
feasibility study done.
I'm not arguing that word.
It was done, and the agreement required that it needed to be approved by the Ministry of Public Works. And based on that, the Ministry of Public Works will issue a road permit.
All that thing you're saying, that they to certify the final condition to use the road.
Yes.
Where is it?
Like I'm saying, we can provide that. It was done in 2013. There was a feasibility study done for trucking on the road.
So, Postman, don't put no more truck on our road until you produce that. Is it safe to take that decision? No, I'm asking because everybody is saying truck, use the truck on the road because you need an MDA.
So, Senator, you asked for the report, right?
Yeah.
And he said he presented the report,
I
right?
said it's just safe.
So he said that was a feasibility study.
Correct.
And he will send the report to the community. And we'll give it to you. But you cannot take a decision now while he's studying.
I was asking question. I was asking question. I said, so is it safe?
The asking question.
I was asking question. I did not make a decision. I know I do not have the
I heard you saying, you should put truck on the road.
I said, is it safe to say don't put truck on the road? Question. I said, in the absence of that thing that's supposed to cause
Incorrect.
to be on the road.
Incorrect.
So it's just safe to say don't put it on the road until we see that.
It's safe.
You are saying on him.
It's safe to say you should send it to us. Another something.
Okay. So let's move on. So Mr. Minister, Lensman, NRC and everybody, I hope you will take note that our MDA that allows the use of motor road with trucks gives a condition precedent. And until that condition precedent is seen and established, it is troubling and problematic to truck the iron ore on road. I heard the Minister of Justice talking about waiver and lack of understanding and maybe understanding. There's an MOU that makes mention about $23 million from Western Cluster, out of which the MOU obligates the government, commits the government to take in only $10 million. Or whatsoever authority was 13 million with, or negotiated and decided that under the circumstances, we think in order to encourage people to come and say, hey, you all don't know more yet, let's forget about the 13 million. Under what authority was that done? I'm a second question I won't put on.
The implementation of agreements falls in the purview of the executive. Specific institutions play different roles.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Who begin now?
And specific roles are played by different ministries and agencies. Of course, when it comes to taxation, the Ministry of Finance and the LRA are the paramount implementers of the law. And Senator, as I said, and again, it's open to debate. And one would say that it can go either way, because like I said, I rented your house, and there was war, I didn't live in it. maybe you have a right to say, I owe you the rent of $10,000. I owe garbage fee of $3,000. I owe maintenance fee of $5,000. I could tell you, no, I don't. And like I said, it's debatable. So, if the both parties are interested in continuing the enterprise, then it behoves them to be reasonable and to say, look, you didn't live in a house. In fact, you renovated the house fully before they walk in. As I said, the data I saw, they spent, I think, 63 million. And all of that is going to get presented to you, please. All of that should be presented to you. And they didn't ship one answer on it. So, the word waiver, as I said, sometimes I'm a bit uncomfortable with, because are these taxes that will really apply in the absence of the operation? So if they brought it to the table and they say, look, we're willing to pay 10 million, I think it is reasonable, and also in the point of view of the Ministry of Finance and the LRA to make a decision. To make a decision about the government. Especially the Minister of Finance said some of the overriding factors were that, look, we want to carry employment, some economic activities in Bomi, Cape Mount, and Bakulu.
Mr. Attorney General,
Sir.
I just suggested to me, and by this hearing, that when the legislature passes a law on taxation, the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Finance, LRA, they are cash blind authorities to waive, negotiate, and decide what taxes to pay and what intervening factors that may lead thereto, or they have threshold authority that they can go beyond certain threshold in our grading tax waiver or something. Once a law has been passed by the legislature, are you suggesting maybe I'm not
Mr. Senator,
yes?
This arguably may not constitute tax waiver. Firstly, you want to know where the tax is actually attached. That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. I didn't use your house. I will order the country. So do I want to go to litigation on that? I didn't use your house. I will order the country. You say I should pay the rent. I said, no, you look, go. And we talk. I said, okay, look, I can pay you half of it. Is that a waiver really? I mean, I leave it to your best judgment.
Yeah,
I leave it to your best judgment.
my best judgment.
But, as I said, these are decisions that we believe.
AG, if when you are arguing that point on the basis of the period when the force majeure, and you said you are arguing that when I rented a house, walking and I left, and but one, you did not turn the house over, why would I be in your position if I'm giving the house to another person?
Especially when you approved my suspension of activity, you would have been liable. You would have been liable. But more than that, I'm coming. I'm a professor of law. More than that, let me tell you this. Supervening circumstances that are widespread and known to all of the parties that are not debatable may not even require notice. For example, the walking or our rent. Can you say, oh, you didn't give me notice that you were leaving my house?
You know, I got my last question.
So by that parity of reasoning, is the minister, by that parity of reasoning, why is it that the revenue authority and the minister of finance only have to approve? Why is it that the construction of Kuna said is a full major issue, so we can move on, we can go on? Why is it that the revenue authority and the finance minister, as part of the government, taking into consideration that that decision had to be approved? Why is it that two representing only the executive had to negotiate that and approve and wait before the government in its entirety? Maybe your reasoning is that it was a clear court issue that they didn't have to come back.
Senator, you alluded to the fact that they could have just refused to pay.
Do you say that?
Based on both measures.
No, you're going wrong.
No, I said it is open to argument. And whether you want to take this argument to court or you want to take it to the fact.
If it's open to argument,
by your reasoning
that it is open to argument, it depends on the party and their reasoning and the way they see the issue. That's why I said it's open. If it's open to argument, why then they say that only the revenue authority and the minister of finance decided the entire government? Since it's open to argument.
Senator, the concept of the entirety of the government is the issue here. The revenue authority enforces the code that you prescribe, the revenue code. The Ministry of Finance has the policy, so the two of them work. The entity that assesses who owes the government is the LRA applying applicable law, which is the revenue code. So his question now, the Attorney General is saying the activity that is taxed is something that must be shaped for a certain time period. They invest.
What you said that is open to argument.
No, hold on, let me take now. That's where I'm going to. Senator, I'm going to there now.
He said it's open to argument.